again, we're the Accommodation Services Center, and we were known as DSPS, a Disabled Student Programs and Services, but we switched that name after working with Executive Cabinet at our college. And what role do we play for academic success? Obviously, like I mentioned, it's primarily in-class accommodations, which are greater once we're obviously off of this inline our own format, and we're briefly right here. These are some of the formats that you can use, like Beth was mentioning. I would say the majority of our students come in with an IEP, and that IEP a lot of times has a psychological evaluation that was done in high school or before high school. Medical documentations, any diagnosis from a therapist, we accept. Those are just types of documentation that we accept, and these are examples of eligible disabilities. Again, this is not an exhaustive list, but you have physical disabilities, which mobility impairments. We have autism. We have blind or low vision. We have deaf or hard of hearing students, students that do have learning-based disabilities. That's what I have myself, and I was a DSPS student or a accommodations services student when I was back in school decades ago. ADHD. The other categories might be some physical based disabilities that don't fall into a certain category. Those are all disabilities plus more. Obviously, we'll work with you. If you have documentation, we want to provide services. The accommodations and services that we can provide, and this is an important part, and especially, like I said, once we return to the on-campus format, the services we provide obviously are more than what we can do right now in this online format. So you can see with the test facilitation, the accommodations, that's our most popular accommodation. You come to us, you meet with one of our counselors. That's really where it all starts. You'll have an intake appointment with one of our counselors, and I know that Beth mentioned we'll show you the hub. We're on the Student Services Hub, and that'll show you right now how to make an active appointment. You just go into the hub, contact our front desk personnel, and they'll schedule you with a counseling appointment with one of our counseling staff. The testing facilitation, if the greater majority of the students that qualify for that, they'll get time and a half testing or possibly double time testing, which basically means if your classmates get an hour to do a test and you have time and a half, you'll get 90 minutes to do your test. Or if you have double time, 2 hours to do your test. We base it off of what the professor or individual instructor says, usually time and a half or double time. With note-taking assistance, again, this is something that's more for a live in class. It's a classmate of yours will actually take notes for you and share those notes. Mostly the sharing is done via app nowadays, but when our offices are back open again, we can make copies as well. Adaptive types of media and alternative types of media, it really applies to the books, your textbooks. Some students that have learning-based disabilities or processing issues, they learn better by listening, by audio format, or they can follow along in their book. And what we do is we would ask that you give us, we would need time to get your books to scan them. That's if we don't already have them in our PDF file. And we create a PDF that you can listen to, and it reads your book to you, and it helps out in those areas. Other alternative medias are blowing your tests up. Like we can make sure that, you know, if you have vision problems, we can do tests up. We can do Zoom text again. We also can put the screen software on any test you take that are via the computer. Facilitated seating, it's just that. A lot of processing issues you want to sit in the front row. We have students that have anxiety issues that need to sit near exits, or they might have issues with mobility to sit near exits, or to make sure that we have facilitated seating, which are mobile desks and chairs that students can sit in if they have mobility impairments. Students in wheelchairs, we have desks that rise. Services, assisted listening devices that we have. We have FM systems for students that are hard of hearing. And we have ASL, we have sign language interpreters for students that are fully deaf. Alternative media trainings and high-tech centers, those are done by Sergio, our alternative media coordinator, and liaison with the instructors. So your counseling staff and myself, like your ASE counseling staff and myself, we can work with your instructors if there's any gray areas as to what accommodations and how they're going to look in your individual class. There are subtle differences if you are used to having an IEP in your class. In high school, we can't provide accommodation or listening accommodation that fundamentally alters the requirements of the class. And basically what that means is, if you, the biggest areas that we have when students come over, it's extended time with homework. A lot of times in high school, students are used to extra time with homework and assignments. That doesn't occur at community college or in the college setting just because it alters the what's on the syllabus, the learning outcomes from your teachers. It doesn't mean that it can't happen, but it has to meet an agreement between you and your teachers. What role do we play in a holistic success area? Obviously, we've got friendly staff members, and I can say that not just being you know, tooting our horn, the people that work in our department, our front desk, our counseling staff, the coordinators that we have for ASL and for alternative media, and my assistant, they're all wonderful people. Their sole focus is to help students that have disability, and we want to help them succeed in the areas, the challenges that arise in their pursuit of whatever academic goal they set for themselves. This is a place where students don't have to come in. We meet students where they are, and we give you exactly where you're starting, and we try to get together a plan, an accommodation plan that's going to help you succeed. We provide assistance with registration. We also can provide some assistance with web application as well. Providing students with information for other departments. We don't pretend to be experts of other departments, but we certainly will link you with other departments when we know that that's the help that you need. Parents are welcome. Your parents are welcome with your approval to come into any appointment that they have. That might look a little bit different when we come back from the break that we're on right now, because we're going to have to follow health guidelines, but we'll see. Parents, we try to do study groups and workshops. Our one counselor, who's a counselor, and then again, you have a good chance to see the same counselor, because we have 4 counselors, but we have 200 students, so we really try to link up. If you really have a counselor that you enjoy seeing, try to link up with that person. And we also do educational planning, just like they do over in general counseling as well. This is just basics right here, and I can certainly send Beth and her team this PowerPoint presentation, but you can see how to become a student. Really, for us, we want to jump into that process to where when you reach out to the DSPS, or excuse me, to the ASC office, we're still getting used to that. You really want to hear about the availability to meet with a counselor, and to make sure that you bring all the paperwork to the appointment. If you do with us right now, it'll all be done through Cranium Cafe. It'll be document sharing. You'll be able to download IEPs, things of that nature, and we'll take care of it. If it's back when we become on campus again, you just bring all the paperwork, including an application in for that first meeting. And again, really, you're going to get great information from a lot of different programs that really delves more into the financial aid, I'm sure, if you get that, and making sure that the applications and orientations are all done. But once you come in and work with us, the first meeting that you're going to have is to meet with that counselor to get your intake done. And then we're going to work with you to make sure that you can get your request for services. That's basically the request that will go out to all your instructors to let them know what your accommodations are. The MSJC promise, what I really want to say in our area is we've worked out an agreement with financial aid that a lot of the students that come through the ASC that have accommodations, they don't necessarily take a full unit load. They might take between 6 and 9 units, 9 units max sometimes. We have waivers for the EOPS program that allow you to be part of that program with taking less than 12 units. We also now have an agreement with financial aid that students that receive the MSJC promise, they can be eligible with less than 12 units as well. And that's going to go into effect in fall semester. We already have completed the paper agreement. So when we meet with students, that'll be something that you can take advantage of as well. And again, that'll start in the fall semester. And you can just see there's criteria for that as well. Important information to remember. I would say the most important thing to remember is self-advocacy. When you're in the high school setting, K through 12 setting, and everything's brought to you, everything is in your classroom. Here, the responsibility does fall on the student to seek us out. We're here for you to help, but we're never going to know that you need help unless you seek us out. And always, please check your emails. That's how everybody, all offices in this college and in this institution will always reach out to you by your student email, your MSJC email. And this is just some brief information from the accommodation service. I'll share this. It's got our email. You can see those phone numbers and email are listed on our hub. So I am going to stop sharing and make sure that everybody is back in. And that was my time, and I'm going to pass it over now to, is it Terry Russell, who's your director of the Veterans Resource Center?
Yes, yes. Go for it, Terry. You're muted.
Can you hear me okay on the?
Yes, now we got you. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, I guess the first thing we got to try to figure out if we have any military dependents, students, or military veterans in this group, because if not, there's probably no reason to present this. Is there a way to find that out? What do we have, about 6 students in here right now?
Yeah, not really, but Terry, please present on it because we're recording this session and it will stay posted on YouTube so that if someone has logged on and wants to hear about veterans, they still can do it. So we're making this programming available later. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Martina, can you bring up our presentation? Share screen.
Sure. Sorry, I put it away. I'm sorry. I'm getting it.
Well, while we're waiting for that to come up, I'll just share with you, the Veterans Resource Center is a center that's for veteran students and the children and the spouses of veterans. So what it is, it's kind of like we like to think of it like a clubhouse or a frat or fraternity where you can come in there. It's a one-stop shop where we do everything for the veteran students. We help you everywhere from just getting started to getting ready for graduation. So from A to Z, we're here to help. And it looks like our PowerPoint just came up. So kind of looking at that, we'll skip over to maybe slide 3 when we get this thing fully up. But like I was saying, it's a one-stop shop, and it's meant for you to come in there and deal with us one-on-one. We expect that to be back up in the fall. We're getting ready to hopefully transition back to part-time there and part-time online. And with that said, here's a picture now on your screen of what the 2 Veterans Resource Centers look like. And the cool thing about them, they're easy to find on our campus. They have the big murals, the military themed murals painted on the side of them. And next screen, please. Next slide. And these are an example of what you would find inside the Veterans Resource Centers. There's everything from, there's a full kitchenette inside them. There's snacks and drinks available in the refrigerator. Academic counseling, like I said, it's a one-stop shop with financial aid and all the different things that you're going to be required to do or that you'll need help with while on MSJC's campus as a student. Okay, next slide. What we're going to look at right now is we're going to look at our 2 different counselors. We have 2 veterans counselors that are designated just for veterans students and the dependents of veterans. This causes a no-wait situation, waiting to get into general counseling, and that's Daisy and Leslie are our designated counselors. Next slide, please. This is our staff that works there right now. This is like an older picture, so there's been some additions. There's Martina Makata, also she's there, and we have the 2 additional counselors. What you're looking at now is a picture of some outreach things that we do. We do have a club, the Veterans Club, and they're always involved. This is something that was this is every Friday. It's been going on since this pandemic kicked in. Every Friday, the veterans are out there with the Riverside County handing out food in these drive-up food pantries, which is pretty cool. Okay. Another thing that we do teacher appreciations where the veterans sponsor and pay for it. They raise the money themselves and they go into a classroom and they recognize a teacher who's a veteran, and then they do a lunch to appreciate that teacher, and they pay for the whole lunch for the whole class. Sometimes it's 30, 40 students, and the veterans, like I said, sponsor and pay for this thing themselves. Next screen, please. One of the things that's big with the veteran community is huge in helping out. That's why when in the military, and that's what they do best. It's all about giving back, and that outreach allows them to feel complete and whole. And these are some of the chapters. I'm not going to go deep into this because this is kind of mind-blowing, and it's something that should be covered face-to-face when we can get back to you as things are going. So next slide, please. Okay. At this time, is there any questions that anybody wants to ask on the chat or?
Very nice.
Okay.
You know, if
Looks
you're,
like-
if you're dependent of anyone in the military or a military person yourself, can you tell us what award you won? I think we're an award-winning Veterans Resource Center. Am I right?
Yes.
Right. Yes. We've received gold status with Military Friendly School.
Tons of help at the VRC. So thank you, Terry. We are kind of on a delay, so questions will come through, and I'll just keep an eye on that chat box. And if you want to stick around, and that way you can answer them coming directly from the VRC. Any closing statements?
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Martina. Thank you, Terry. And we're just going to keep rolling through the different resources because there's a lot of people here who want to address everyone, and then we can recap things. You're going to hear next from our Learning Resource Center. New students, do you know we have free tutoring in most every subject? So this is a valuable resource for you. I won't steal Monique's thunder, but I'll let Monique Duarte talk about, or Dominique Duarte, pardon me. I can't walk and talk at the same time. Dominique's here to talk about the LRC. We're good at acronyms here and abbreviations. It stands for Learning Resource Center. Dominique?
Yes, thank you so much, Beth. I also have my counterpart, Maria Aquino. We are both tutorial service specialists. I work out of the Manatee Valley campus, and she works out of the San Jacinto campus. But right now, we are both working online, helping our tutors and our students. We actually just came out from a webinar talking about how we transitioned from face-to-face to online and how we're helping our students. So we have a lot of energy. We're really excited to share with you guys where you can access tutoring. And I'm going to have Maria start, and if Beth, you can allow her to share her screen, we're going to go ahead and go from our website and then go in through the process to get into an online tutor session.
Copy that. I'm working on it right now. Stand by.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dominique.
Okay.
I thought you were clear to do that, but I'm doing it now.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we're waiting for that to happen. I just wanted to let the students know the services that we do offer in the LRCs. You know, it's a walk-in, first come, first served tutoring services. When we're open, it's usually from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night, Monday through Thursday, and on Fridays from 9 a.m. to noon. There's tutoring in all the subjects. Our main subjects, math and writing. Hang on, can I share my screen now, Beth?
It should work.
Okay, so thank you so much. And I'm gonna go ahead and do my desktop so that I can, let me do this. So we just wanna make sure that I've already
Excellent.
got it. Okay, so we're on our webpage. This is the MSJC webpage. And from here, hopefully we've made it, the school has made it very simple to get to us. Tutoring and studying is right there under programs and classes from our main page. And you just go over to tutoring services and the tutoring and academic support. That's us, that's the LRCs. We changed our main page because right now we are online only. So this is our main page. Here you'll see we've included a link to Canvas, to our tutor schedule, and how to become a peer tutor if you're interested in that. Also here as well, there's a link to our virtual lobby and our email account, and again to Canvas. We really want to make it as easy as possible for students to read about the tutoring services that we have, and then go right over to their Canvas shell and get into tutoring. But like I was saying, our main focus was the math and the writing English, but we also do the humanities, we do the sciences. We really do try to have tutors that can cover multiple subjects. And if you come in, it's free. It's already paid in with your tuition. But so it's huge because it's a free service that you can come and get Monday through Thursday and Fridays. And then once we're not, if it's not face-to-face or during our hours online, then you can move over to NetTutor, which is this, it's in your same Canvas shell, and they're after hours tutoring. So we really do have tutoring for our students 24/7, whether it's through our peer tutors that are SJC Mount San Jacinto students, or through NetTutor, where they're professional tutors through Link Systems and that process. So I know that Dominique wants to take over. We're going to move over to our Canvas shell, and shall I do that, Dominique, or do you want to share your screen? Shall I?
No, you can go ahead and continue with the demo, so we're not switching back and forth.
Okay, so then.
Yeah. So here, going on to Canvas, our tutoring is available to all MSJC students. Once you have your Canvas, you have access to NetTutor and Pisces, and you will be able to access it with going to the Help tab. If you click on that Help tab, it says Get Tutor Help. And as long as you're logged into your Canvas as a student, it will go ahead and redirect you to this page. And we have the 3 different ones, and Maria will go over each of those and what they mean, because we have, Star California, Pisces, and NetTutor.
Okay. So like Dominique was saying, Star California is actually through the Chancellor's Office. It's the CVC. It's the Community Virtual College Online Education Initiative. And so they have a group of tutors that tutors under the Star California. You can see right now right now we're in between sessions, so there isn't anybody there. We've got the Pisces, and for us, Pisces is MSJC. And you can see, we're going to show this right now. Dominique is in there waiting to give you a tutoring demo. And then we have NetTutor, where those are the professional tutors through Link Systems that they're there 24/7. And especially when we close down after hours, you can go to them. So we're going to hear support. If you have any questions, they take questions or concerns, technology issues from anybody in the system. So our students can submit a support ticket, or the tutors, the coordinators, Dominique and I, to let them know what's working and what's not. So I think we'll go right into Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let Dominique direct.
Yeah, so we have our 3 different groups, and while we are on campus face-to-face, we have tutoring in different areas. We have our career education, our learning skills program, and we resource center, and they're located in different parts on campus. At the Menifee Valley campus, we are in the 800 building, and pretty much our tutors are still housed within those groups. So this first group that you see, LRC online tutoring, those are going to be our math tutors with the sciences coming into that, and our writing center tutors. Each campus, if we have a math or a writing center tutor that has done well in an additional class, for example, let's say anthropology or psychology, if they are able to get a faculty recommendation that they did well, we go ahead and recommend them to tutor the class. Then they add that to their list, and we do have some tutors that tutor up to like 6 different classes. So that is that first group. The second group, our career education, that's like our business courses, our Microsoft Office programs, or digital media. They go ahead and have their tutors in there. And then our learning skills program, I know that earlier in this session, we had our accommodation service center go ahead and speak about their services. And our learning skills program works closely with them, and they provide group tutoring for that in learning how to learn and be successful in college. So it is faculty tutors from that area that are working with students. And we, most of the time, we have 1 or 2 of our LRC tutors working with that program and collaborating with students. So Maria, you can go ahead and go into our online tutoring, the LRC online tutoring, and she'll go with a little bit of what you see once you go into the group setting.
So I'm going to go ahead and click on there. It takes you to this welcome page. It gives our hours. We're going to be back online Monday, June 1st. And you just continue, you can read or whatever. There's a link to send us an email down there. What we do tutor the math, sciences, writing, and humanities. Phone numbers to call for availability and stuff like that. If they, if say they don't find a tutor, to alert us that maybe something's wrong with the system, and we can find out if something's not working. So just some information, a welcome to all of our students. And you continue on from there, and it takes you right into your page. It'll always say welcome. And it gives them, it's personalized, so it has my name because this is my shell. And because I am a tutor, I can open up different rooms. But what a student will see, what the student will see is that they can open up a group study room. They won't have these other options. But then but after they see the group study room, they'll see that there's one room that's open. And then they can see on the online meeting rooms. The online meeting room is where we mostly conduct workshops. Our faculty conduct workshops in the online meeting rooms. The one-on-one live rooms is for a one-on-one session with a tutor. Okay, and so that, and then we go down, we have study group rooms. Now these are completely controlled by students. So if students want to get together in NetTutor, in our Pisces platform, they can open up a study session and come and go as they need and meet with their own, with other students in their same classes. The study group rooms are the only ones, though, they're not recorded and archived. Because they're student led, so they don't record those. Then we have online conferences too, where you can do meetings again, and if you're just wanting to do demonstrations, we use that for our training purposes. There are different reasons to use the conference, but that one also, it doesn't automatically record, but you can set it to record. Then we have the question drop off, where we're probably come June 1st or the second week of the semester, we're going to add a drop off for papers, writing center papers, but this is where they can drop off a question, and within 24 hours they get that question addressed, or their paper will be addressed. And this is the locker where all of my stuff is in there. Right now I don't think there's anything in there, but if I were to go into my locker, it would show any questions I've asked and had answered. It'll have any archives of all of any of the tutoring sessions that I've gone through will all be saved there, so I can review them at a later date. Say there was just a great way that one of my math tutors showed me how to do the Pythagorean theorem, and I want to go back and review that again. So that's one great thing about the locker. It stores all of your tutoring sessions. It stores your questions that were answered, and you can go back and look at those at any time. And so this is really where the students will see everything that they need. And the one-on-one live session, if we go into that one-on-one live session, you can see that it's a TSS support room, and we can go in there. They go right into the whiteboard, and she's got a welcome on her whiteboard to tell me hello, that it's Dominique Duarte. She's a tutorial services specialist, and what she can help me with. You know, we actually have had all of our tutors come up with one of these welcome pages. So it tells the student that it is recorded, the session's being recorded. Do they want to launch a video chat? It's a 30-minute session, and so we're hoping that this just makes it a more familiar, a more friendly environment for our tutees. Oh, I think that was it for me for the walkthrough for our Pisces platform. Dominique, are you going to share your screen now, or are we going to go ahead and continue here?
Yeah, we can continue on yours, and we'll do a little demo. I just put in a chat with Maria, as she did state. You know, she can see my little welcome on the side, which is, you know, little chat. I do put in some recommendations in using this program. It does, we do suggest using Google Chrome and working off of a desktop computer, and then, you know, there are some like allowing for pop-ups. So we go ahead and put that out in the beginning of the sessions with our students so that they know all of that is in line and we can get straight to getting that help academically. And I want to just also provide some insight from what Maria was talking about in the different areas. With our workshops, our faculty led, all of those are automatically in all of our students' lockers. So if there is a writing workshop scheduled for, you know, the second week of the summer session on how to cite, then all students in their locker will be able to have that. So that's why we go ahead and reserve that those meeting meeting rooms are, videotaped, and they're available for all MSJC students to watch at a later date. And our one-on-one tutoring sessions, only the tutor that was in the session and the student that was getting tutored can see that. So here, I can go ahead and see the time that I'm having that, and I'm going to go back onto my portion, and within here, I have this available. I could go ahead and go to a second page, and then we can go ahead and work on any problems. We have different bells and whistles in working with it, but the great thing as a student and working with this, they can go ahead and download their session as a PDF to keep it, or as Maria stated, it's always going to be in their locker. As soon as our session is over, they will be in, it will go directly to their locker. See, we have Maria needing help with her math homework, and we'll just go back and forth a little bit to kind of show how it will work. Let's see. And this program does have the capability to go ahead and launch a video chat for audio purposes. We don't suggest doing a video unless, it's something like our music tutors, they do like, the visuals of that. But if to facilitate the session, we can go ahead and chat and, live chat instead of typing. So that is also a capability that our students can use, or they can, if they just want to go ahead and use the chat feature, then they can go ahead and continue their session that way. Our tutors are able to help students upload or bring in a document, or if they're needing to share their screen, if they have like the OER or like any of the software that is required to do the content, they can go ahead and share it through this, and then it'll go ahead and stay within their session that they can review at a later date. And as Maria, you see, she put in a math problem there. I think we are at the 10 minutes though. So if you guys have any questions, please let us know.
Yeah, what a great preview to tutoring. I haven't even seen how this works, but I hope our participants can see what kind of resources and technology MSJC has to help you. You'll see this kind of thing through our accommodations department, but certainly through tutoring. I have to applaud the technology and the people, the staff at MSJC, you guys. I don't know if the students that are on realize how we had to turn on a dime to make all this stuff go online. We want you to be successful, and this is our world now. We're here, it's just a different world, and you are going to be amazing. And it's up to you to reach out and ask those questions. Ask questions in the chat. Keep asking questions of these departments. And if you would like, please, Maria and Dominique, post your email address or a way to contact you in the chat. I think I did, but let's keep moving. We can go a little longer, guys, too, so don't forget about the 10-minute mark too much, but I want to give everybody a chance, and then we can circle back and talk more. So with that, I'd like to introduce our EOPS associate counselors, Ty Pham and Heather
Hi.
Jones. Are you associate counselors? I apologize, I didn't get your. Okay, I want to make sure we get everybody's title correct. Go for it. What is EOP&S and a foster youth pathway, please?
Awesome. Good afternoon, graduate class of 2020. So first and foremost, welcome Eagles. My name is Ty Pham. I'm an EOPS counselor with the program, which stands for Extended Opportunities Programs and Services. So I'm going to share my screen here to the web page, if you don't mind. Okay, hold on. A website. So please be patient. I am using a different form here. So I'm going to share this. So I'm going to go through the department with us so that way we can all see. And what is EOPS? So EOPS is intended for students who are financially and academically in need of additional assistance. So on our webpage, under departments, I am going to scroll to this here, and we're going to take a look. And some of the services that we offer in EOPS is counseling. So whether it's academic, career, and personal, we want to make sure that all students who are going to be successful going through our program, not just academically, but personally as well. And we're going to provide any necessary resources or referrals to help that student become the student they need to be or the individual they need to be as well. I want to highlight, here are all the services, but I'm going to highlight some of the key moments for our students to note about. The next part is priority registration. So priority registration is going to be very huge for any college student, because basically this is the front of the line pass to getting your classes. So for a lot of you new students here, getting courses might be a struggle getting to that because of your registration day and being an EOPS student. Also being a veteran student and also the accommodation center services, you also get priority registration with that as well. And this is going to be very huge to that. Another service that you would get is the EOPS book grant. So we would provide a grant for many students who are eligible to help them purchase some of their books or their school resources. So depending on what you need, based on that will be determined on how much you receive. And also we will also cover some of your school fees, such as SGA, student government, your parking. We will help cover some of those fees along with the transportation fees as well. And I think one of the other key components to this is for any student who is interested in transferring to a university, we will help with the application process along with help waiving some of those application fees as well. I believe the fees raised up to from $55 to $70 per application this year, and we will waive up to 4 of those fees for you to help you get to the next step. So again, helping you save all that money and having access to a counselor that you can call onto at any given point in time is going to be very critical, because we are here to help you along this journey as students as you figure out what you want to do and help guide you in the right direction, so that way you can make well-informed decisions. So who can apply to EOPS? Over here, I'm going to go to EOPS eligibility. So those that are California residents or meet AB 540 or the California DREAM Act can apply. Also, you need to be enrolled in at least 12 units, which is full-time, unless you have a waiver, again, from the accommodation center to allow you to take less units. Also, you need to qualify for the California Promise Grant A or B. Be educationally disadvantaged as determined by the Title V and our EOPS guidelines, and have not completed more than 45 degree applicable units. And many of our incoming college students, you should not have completed more than 45 degree applicable units. So you should be able to apply based on this criteria here. And how do you apply? Right over here, I'm gonna click on apply for EOPS. As Beth said, the deadline is coming up. It is June 2nd, which is right around the corner. So I encourage all students to apply if you are eligible. This is the application process that you would need to fill out here. And then once we process everything, we will invite you to participate into our program. It is on a first come, first served basis, so spacing is limited. But again, I encourage you all to apply as quickly as you can. That way you can reap some of the benefits that we have here. And I'm gonna pass it over to my colleague, Heather Jones. She's gonna talk about our Guiding Light program.
Good afternoon, Eagles. So I'm going to share my screen as well. So Guiding Light is a program for our foster youth students that will be coming this fall 2020. The mission of Guiding Light is to provide additional support services that are innovative, transformative for our foster youth students that are above and beyond what the college as well as EOPS can already do for our current as well as alumni foster youth. Our alumni foster youth are foster youth who have exited care. It does not matter how old you exited care, how old you were when you entered care. Let's see. So to apply for our foster youth program, it's a really simple process. When you apply to MSJC, there are certain questions that you will be answering on the CC Open application under the residency tab, where you're able to disclose your foster youth status. And so when you do that, that information is then sent to the college, and we are alerted as your guiding light counselors, and we will reach out to you. Okay, myself, Heather Jones, and Gerardo Ortiz are the guiding light counselors. We both have over 10 years of experience in working with the foster youth population in various capacities. So we truly have a heart and desire to support our foster youth students to reach their personal, academic, and professional goals. We definitely understand the challenges that are unique to the foster youth population, and we are ready to walk those waters with you. Some of the services that we are able to provide consist of, I do apologize, I'm having some technical difficulties over here. Some support services that we are able to provide are very much like the Veterans Resource Center. We are a one-stop shop. So we will help you with the onboarding process and enrollment with MSJC. We'll provide you with academic advisement, personal guidance. We will also provide you that one-to-one connection to the additional support services that you've heard about today, as well as any additional community or campus-based support services that are specific to your needs. We are also providing you with one-to-one life skills and crisis management advising. So this pandemic is a great example. We have a lot of students who find themselves in new territory, and so we are prepared to walk that journey and help you figure out what resources are needed to best support you to restabilize and get balance to continue to move forward with your educational and personal goals. We have community as well as county connections, and we'll be able to provide you with referrals and direct connection to those resources when necessary, as well as additional financial aid assistance through the Chafee Grant and the John Burton Book Fund. We are also connecting our students through EOPS. And so there are additional support services that Ty just mentioned will also be available to our foster youth students. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Our email address is guidinglight@msjc.edu. You can email, and myself or Gerardo or our director Leslie will gladly respond to your questions and be prepared to support you on your journey. We really look forward to meeting you, and I thank you for your time.
Oh yeah, that's great. There's a pathway for everybody, participants and students that are here and staff. I think you all know that the state of California really tries to do a lot of wonderful things to support students. So again, thanks for coming through today, and thanks for that information. There's a great pathway for foster youth. There's those book vouchers. There's the CARE program. Single parents are getting their degree, and all different populations are getting what they need to be successful at MSJC. So thank you, Heather. Thank you, Ty. It was great to see you here. And they're usually my little office mates, so I miss you, man. But we're here on Zoom, and we're here for students here on Zoom too. So thanks for coming through again. We're going to hear now from career education. So I will let Jenny Hughes, who is Outreach for Career Education, talk about what's career education. And then we have a presentation, I believe, about our 2+2 pathway, or we can touch on that as well, which is about a pathway that will guarantee you your business degree in 4 years. So Jenny Hughes, welcome.
Thank you so much, Beth. So I'll go ahead and share my screen as well. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. So I just want to start off by saying welcome. Thank you so much for coming. As Beth mentioned, my name is Jenny Hughes, and I am the Outreach Specialist Coordinator for Career Education here at MSJC. Let's see, it'll let me advance my, oh, it's not letting me, there we go. So I want to start off with some facts. These facts have been provided by the California Community College Chancellor's Office, and I really just want to talk to you a little bit about data right before you guys make a decision on what program that you want to pick. And the reason for that is there's some data out there that shows that 45% of students who enter college are not completing their degree program. You know, this could happen for various reasons. It could be the cost, you know, it is $46 a unit to take a class at MSJC versus about $456 a unit at a California State University. It could be family obligations, it could be work. Either way, they're starting and they're not finishing. So one of the biggest points I want to make is throughout this presentation is that personalized support that you're going to get here at MSJC, that so that you can complete what you started. I also want to talk a little bit in regards to career education, the fact that they say that 33% of those that do complete their college programs are underemployed. And what that means is that maybe they don't have enough work experience or technical skills that they need that matches their education. So again, with that personalized support with MSJC, we really want to ensure that when you graduate, you have both those technical and professional skills, as well as the education for that employment. You know, and really keep in mind too, as you make your next steps, $33,000 is the average debt that a student comes out of a four-year university with. So when you're thinking about next steps and you're thinking about these things, you know, earlier the counselors were really talking about all those opportunities that are available for you, but also keep in mind too to speak to your counselor about the possibility of scholarships or grants or anything that can help keep that cost down. So what are your choices when it comes to education? I really want you guys to look at this graphic. Many of you are graduating soon with your high school diploma, maybe in the next week or two. Congratulations, that's such a huge achievement. You should be really proud of yourself. I know I'm proud of you guys. So while your goal might be a graduate degree, there are steps you must take in order to achieve your goals. So keep this in mind as you make out those plans. This graphic outlines how you can successfully obtain the degree or degrees of your choice, all while keeping in mind the time and the cost. When you're thinking about your educational goals, I really want you to consider, you know, the cost, the location, the time, and your career goals that are working best for you. It's always best to think about the career you want and then to work backwards and think about the program that you want. So if you know that you want to be a graphic designer, I really suggest you talk to your MSJC counselor about the requirements that are involved with being a graphic designer, as well as doing some research on your own. You know, look at those job openings on Indeed and say, hey, you know, can I earn a certificate and get employment right now, or do I need my associate's degree or more? So career education at MSJC can really help you get started for a career-ready, high-wage, high-skilled job that's currently in demand locally. Our courses are taught by professors that in real-world environments that are equipped with current industry-specific technology, tools, equipment, and curriculum. So what that means is we really want to ensure that everything you're being taught is perfect for you to graduate with and enter the workforce. Career education at MSJC is ready to prepare you to start building your skills for the future that you envision. MSJC offers smaller class sizes. We have multiple class offerings with flexible schedules. And here in career education, we offer associate degrees as well as certificates and employment concentrations. And I really want you to keep in mind too, we have counselors available to assist you with your educational plans and course scheduling. We have a job developer and an internship coordinator that can help you with your future goals. And like mentioned before, we also have tutoring. So we offer a variety of vocational and technical programs that can prepare students for rewarding careers. This is an example of some of the certificate and employment concentrations that we offer. A certificate generally takes 2 years or less to complete and includes specific courses in professional or a technical field. Some certificates, such as the EMT or the Emergency Medical Technician certificate, can take as little as 1 semester to complete. That will get you the education you need and then right out into the workforce where you can continue your education while working. As you can see, we offer a wide variety of programs that meet local employer needs. Here are just some of the associate degrees that career education offers. Many of these associate degrees, such as nursing, administration of justice, computer information systems, offer associate degrees for transfer, which means the program meets the California State or UC four-year university transfer requirements. So keep in mind, when you're earning that associate degree, you will be taking your general education courses such as math, English, science, to round out the program. Whereas with the certificate, you would be taking the main courses within that discipline. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the opportunity for the 2+2 business pathway, which for me is one of the greatest programs that we offer. It's such a streamlined process with so much support for students who are interested in a career in business. The 2+2 business pathway is a partnership between MSJC and Cal State University San Marcos Temecula campus that guarantees students the opportunity to graduate in 4 years with both an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree in business administration. The program is able to make sure you graduate on time by guaranteeing you seats in all required classes and guaranteeing you admission to Cal State University San Marcos Temecula. Once you finish the first half of the program, 2 years at MSJC, you will be followed by 2 years at Cal State University San Marcos Temecula campus, which equals out to 4 years to your bachelor's degree. That'll save you time, it'll save you money, and it'll allow you to stay local. So if you have any questions on the 2+2 business pathway, you can contact our 2+2 business pathway coordinator, Shauna Larson. Her contact information is currently on the screen, and I will update the notes section with both, or the chat section, excuse me, with both my contact information and Shauna's for more information. So I want to talk to you a little bit about student support within career education. Here at Career Education, we offer career exploration, which allows students to discover a career pathway that matches your values, interests, and skills. It is here that you can learn the technical skills and professional skills that the industry requires for the job. We also offer field experience opportunities such as internships, volunteer, and work experience. While taking career education courses, be sure to begin networking by developing strong relationships with both faculty, staff, and students, and joining organizations and clubs. You will also learn job search strategies when using Eagle Career Connection and be given the opportunity to fine-tune your interview skills when working with our job developer. Career education also provides job search materials that can assist you with updating or creating your resume, cover letter, or portfolio, all of which are important as you go on to your next steps. So I get this question a lot: is career education only for students who don't want to transfer? Absolutely not. Career education is not just about getting employment ready. Career education also helps students get ready to transfer with the skills and relevant work experiences. We value your goals, and we're here to support you during your academic journey. So I'm going to give you a little bit of career facts in regards to education. It's shown that a person with a career education related degree or certificate can earn on average between $4,000 and $19,000 more a year than a person with a bachelor's degree in liberal arts. Just to bring that a little closer to home, I have a bachelor's degree in liberal arts, and I have a lot of outstanding student loan debt. I have 3 children myself, 2 of which are in college. So that really starts to add up in the long run of really thinking ahead of, graduating with student loan debt. What can I do to offset that between financial aid, grants, scholarships, and starting off at community college with all of this support? It's also predicted with the amount of people who are earning their bachelor's degree that 67% of the jobs in the future, they're going to require a certificate, possibly an associate's degree, but not necessarily a bachelor's degree. So right now, in the next few years, the largest portion of jobs that are available are going to need more than that high school diploma, but less than a 4-year degree. So why choose career education? Why our programs and our degrees? Honestly, here at MSJC, our career education programs are going to offer you a large range of pathway choices that meet employer needs. We want to ensure that the coursework students complete are both relevant and lead to high wage and high demand careers. And career education at MSJC will assist students to become both career and college ready. We're really here to give you a strong foundation so you can reach your goals. So why career education? Career education, we offer degree, certificate, employment concentration options that suit your individual needs. Let our career education counselors assist you with your college and career goals. Our programs offer academic flexibility, which can lead to a school life balance. Tutoring is available for many of our courses for students who are interested. And we also provide internship opportunities where students can earn college credit and work experience at the same time. Our job developer is on site to assist you with your career goals, and career education really provides the personalized attention that you need to be successful. We're all here for you. So with that, I just want to say thank you.
Are you kidding me? That was amazing. That's great.
Oh, thank you.
Well, no, it just really is great. I wish I'd known about that when I first started. I had to kind of poke around on my own, which is what we all do, right? But
Right.
how great that Destiny and John and Donovan are getting this info. The career education program helped me reinvent my life years ago. I'm not going to tell you my life story because I've had 9 lives, but you know, I'm a fan, and there's more help in that department, guys, than ever before. I love that we have a job developer. That was one of my first jobs here at MSJC, was finding internships for students and jobs. So I'm a fan. Thanks again. Any questions? You know, chat's there. We are real life people out here. It's kind of like TV now. You can actually chat with us and email us. So moving along, because we want to wrap this up. If we got time, then we can circle back if you guys are willing to hang out. I would love for you to hear from student government, student life and development. That department includes Jose Hernandez. He has 3 names and I messed it up, sorry.
No worries.
Kevin Baker, yeah, Kevin Baker is also here to talk about scholarships and A2 Mend. But Kevin Baker is our director of talent search, and Jose is our advisor for clubs and student life and development. Take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Beth. So first of all, can everyone hear me? I'm having a bit of mic issues, so I apologize, but we're all good? Awesome.
You sound good, I think, yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me pull up the PowerPoint here. Can you all see my screen? Everything good? Alrighty, cool.
Yep, see it, yep.
Alrighty, so as Beth mentioned, hi everyone. I am the Student Life and Development Specialist at Mount San Jacinto College, specifically based out of the Menifee campus. And this is a very brief presentation on our student life, SGA and ICC. As I am sharing my time with Kevin, I just want to be mindful of that. But I really encourage us to connect offline via email or through Zoom separately, just because it's a lot of information. And if you're really interested, we want to talk to you. We want to definitely get to know you and see where you'd fit in student life, ICC, or SGA. So without further ado, I'll get started here. And then just one of the things I want to talk about before I get to student government is student life, just the idea of what that is, and then understanding that, like how you can get involved. So the real idea behind student life is just creating those opportunities for our students to engage, at our events, in clubs, within student governments, at MSJC, not just, inside the classroom, but definitely outside of it. Part of college life is just being able to do those extracurricular activities that you're interested in. And at the same time, building those relationships with other students, building that community, and also, growing your own leadership and your own personal development, right? So that is the real emphasis of what student life is. And I'm also been very happy with our amazing team that we've been able to provide these same opportunities online through virtual programming, right? Since this, COVID-19 hit us, of course, it really rocked, how community colleges and their student life departments, were doing things. And, we've really had to be innovative and creative in how we're bringing programming to students. So with just a few things to mention, I'm happy to say that we've been able to host our first ever SJ elections through online, through Zoom. So that was very successful. We've also hosted several Netflix watch parties. We've opened up the virtual space to engage with our students through Zoom and YouTube, which has been awesome. So just some things that we've done in the midst of what's going on to still engage with all of you. Now, student government and clubs are under student life, so they're under that same umbrella. So the first step I would say is, if you want to get involved, please send us an email. Shoot us an email, email sldp@msjc.edu, and let's connect. Let's see what you're interested in, and we can definitely go from there. Now, moving on to SGA, Student Government Association. So for those of you that, have graduated high school or were in high school, congratulations, first of all, quite an accomplishment. You may be familiar with SGA, and it may be known as ASB to you, right? So SGA is the same idea, but at the college level for students. It's made up of a student body of leaders committed to fostering student leadership, commitment, and development at MSJC. The SGA also advocates on behalf of nearly 20,000 MSJC students by tackling issues and concerns that impact the student body. So once you're an SGA, you are an advocate for your students, you are a leader. And if that's something that really interests you, I encourage you to reach out to us and get involved. It's also a great way to learn about how government functions. So if that's something that you're curious about, definitely SGA is a place for you, along with, building those leadership skills and growing in your personal development. I also want to point out that we have SGA appointment applications opening up on June 8th. So that is a very simple application that you would fill out to apply to the SGA program. And it wouldn't require you to go through an election process how we normally would host an election process every spring. So for members to be elected within SGA. And then just one last thing I'd want to share about SGA is this amazing picture here was with our students in the fall. We attended Seesaw, which is a student leadership conference for SGA. And, the students and we all had a great time. The students came back with a lot of great skills, a lot of great personal development. And that's an opportunity that we offer in SGA, those opportunities to travel to different student leadership conferences and gain that very valuable knowledge. So with that, I actually want to move on to the positions that we have available. Now, because it's a lot of information to go through and I don't have a lot of time, I am encouraging all of you to follow that link that I believe is in the chat right now. That will take you to the SGA bylaws, excuse me. There in those bylaws, you will see every position and the duties and responsibilities of every single position. And these are the positions that we currently have available that we're going to offer through our SGA appointment process application. So if you are interested, please reach out to us again, studentlife@msjc.edu, and I'm happy to connect with you, schedule a Zoom, and we can definitely have a conversation about what you'd like to do if you wish to get involved. Now, last but not least, I want to quickly just talk about the clubs that we have on campus. So as I mentioned, the Inter-Club Council basically means student clubs on campus, right? Student clubs. Student Life oversees ICC, and we serve approximately 30 clubs at MSJC. Now, amongst those 30 clubs, if there isn't something that you're interested in, that's not a problem. If you still want to get involved and be part of that ICC community, because you do have the opportunity to create your own club on campus. You just need a minimum of 5 students that are really interested and a faculty advisor. So this faculty advisor is just basically that individual that's teaching those classes and that wants to advise that club, kind of help you all oversee that club. If you can't find a faculty advisor, please let us know. We are happy to help. We're definitely able to help find advisors for most clubs that students want to create that semester. So again, I'm including a link to a list of our clubs. I encourage you to check that out just for the sake of time, but that's available for you, and we're happy to connect via Zoom or via email as well to gauge what you're interested in. And last but not least, here are some wonderful images of our clubs at MSJC. Up here at the top left, you'll see just a bunch of tents and canopies. This is our Club Rush event. These events we host every spring and fall at the beginning of the semester. And it's an opportunity for all students to get to see the clubs that we have out on campus. All the clubs will be out sharing that valuable information and basically recruiting, right? And it's kind of an opportunity for you to also club shop, shop around and see what you are interested in pursuing. So with that, I actually want to see if Kevin Baker is ready. So Kevin Baker is our club advisor for A2Men, and he's actually going to share a little bit more information about his club and what they do and a few other things. So Kevin, I don't know if you're ready. I could turn it back to you.
Okay, I am ready. Can everyone hear me okay?
Oh yeah, thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Jose.
All right. Well, again, I'm just here to just really talk really quickly about, the importance of being involved in clubs and organizations on the campuses. Everyone else has talked about the academics, the student support services that are available. Those are all great. But, personally, me as an administrator there on the campus, I come in and I think it's just that important being involved in clubs and organizations that I give up some time to work with students in this club. I also partner with the Emoja Club to support their efforts. And again, like everyone else has said, this is a service that's there for you to help you be successful. The Men Club, we target our African American males and men of color, really trying to create an environment for them to thrive and be successful outside of the classroom. We're really focused on building and developing those student leaders. As Jose had mentioned, we meet opposite weeks of the Emoja Clubs. We meet twice a month leading up to our annual conference that's held in the spring term in Los Angeles. And so I just want to encourage everyone, there is a club out there for you. And if there isn't one, you can start it. The Men Club started 4 years ago when students were interested after having attended a conference and they wanted to start the club. And I'm going to just share I'm going to share my screen just to show a couple of pictures. I think. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
All right. This is just a couple of pictures of some of the students that attended this last conference. And again, I mentioned that it targets our African American males and men of color, but any student really that is interested in joining a club or organization can come in and participate. So these are just some of the guys that they took to the conference. We went down on a Wednesday night and stayed through Friday. They attend various workshops and breakouts to have a chance to network and with other students across the state of California at the community colleges that have similar clubs. And they also get a chance to network with other professional men and women that are there providing these various workshops. I take some young women with us this year, so that is always a possibility because they do have some breakout sessions for the young women. And these three are involved in the Emoja Club, so they attended. And then just finally you see some of the staff. And I must say, MSJC is very committed to our student success, both inside and outside of the classroom. And so you see, we have deans, faculty, classified staff, other professionals, other administrators. We're all committed to your success in completing your academic goals at MSJC. And then just finally, this is just some of the pictures from not this past conference, but I think this was the year previous where here you get a chance to interact. There are probably about 1,000 young men and women in this room with other professionals that they're hearing about the latest and greatest, whether it is, academic success, leadership development, career development, various topics that are covered in the breakout sessions. But these are just some of our students that I took during that year. A few have graduated and transferred. Some are still there at the college. The young man here with the tie on here, or with glasses and a tie, and Darnell he's the coordinator for the Emoja Club, and we work really hand in hand because a lot of the young men are part of the Emoja Club also. So with that, I just want to really say that I think it's very important to get involved in the clubs and organizations. You learn, your communication skills, networking skills, how to communicate orally, how to run meetings, how to really work with other individuals to put on programs and projects and see those through to completion. So again, I want to encourage you all to get involved, and that is all I have.
That's awesome. I love what you said, Kevin Baker, about, you know, these are resume builders for you, and you can make connections with other students, networking, you make lifelong friends. When I graduated MSJC years ago, I was in a position to be able to put different crews together for television production. And who did I hit up? My fellow students, because I knew they were in the same classes that I was in, learned what I learned. And, you know, the networking, you got to work it now. So high school students, you're an adult, that's part of adulting, and I would use every angle you have and network and get to know your faculty. They are masters in their field and love students, as Mr. Baker said. So what other ideas do you have or questions do you have for us? Please type them in the chat about clubs, or maybe you want to start a club. I had a fun student come into my office one weekend and say, hey, I want to start surf club, dude. Okay, so he didn't say it like that, but I need to embellish it. Anyway, he said, I want to start a surf club because he wanted to go surfing every weekend with his fellow students. And I said, all you got to do is find 10 interested students and a faculty advisor, write a charter. I mean, is it that easy, Jose?
Yes, it is it is that easy. So it's 5 interested students, your faculty advisor. There is some paperwork to fill out, but we of course are happy to help with that. It's nothing too bad. Yeah, it's very simple. We just reach out to us if you have those questions and that interest, and we can definitely help and support you.
And then let's circle back while we still have everybody here. Students, we're going to wrap it up because this has been like a really great little college lecture here, but I want to be, considerate of everyone's time. Is there any other questions about any other departments that presented today? You've got foster youth counselors here. You've got EOPS counselors. LRC is still in the house. Free tutoring in every subject. You cannot miss with this team here. You're going to be amazing, and I'm so proud of you for coming through today. Any other questions before we wrap it up? We posted the link, by the way, to the SLDP YouTube channel where all these videos will be posted. We're kind of flying high now because we are wrapping up high school senior week. We're going to meet one more time with counseling at 3 o'clock if you want to come back, if you didn't get questions answered, if you want to visit counselors again. We're going to be here live again at 3 o'clock from 3 to 4, and you'll have one more chance to video chat on Zoom with real life counseling staff and associate counselors. And then beyond that, make these appointments with the resources we've posted in the chat, or just visit msjc.edu/hub, HUB, that's my little wrap, and get it done. You guys are amazing. You register for classes in July for fall. Summer starts pretty quick, so things are, getting kind of tight for summer. So lastly, I'll just say that you're on it. Your timing for fall is perfect. You've got my email address here. I'll put it in the chat if you have any other questions. And if I don't know the answers, I will make it up. No, I mean, I will forward your email to the appropriate department and get your answers. So great. Thanks for coming out. If I could put John on the spot, did that answer your question about clubs? Because you hit the gate running with a question about clubs. msjc.edu. I'm typing my email address because I can't walk and talk at the same time. There it is. Any questions? You've got other resources in the chat. Take pictures of the screen. Visit this later. Anybody else? Closing comments? You guys made this happen. Thanks for coming for this great resource fair virtually. John, thank you for that. Thumbs up. Let's see. I'll get back on video. Thanks for coming. Virtually from my house and everybody else's office. Bye for now. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming through. Cheers.
Thank you.